It's Monday Workout Madness, and I have not only that same workout for you, because I'm going to do it because we have to continue doing it for the whole month, okay? I switched up something. I just switched up the ab one. I added a little bit. I kind of tweaked it. You'll like it better, I think. And I added one sock move. But also, we're going to make bread because I'm out, and I need more meal ideas. And this bread literally will make everything. So we're going to actually make a few things out of this bread dough. So here's the recipe. You're welcome.
Reading left from right, you got a triple batch, a regular batch, and a double batch. Okay, so if your cupboards are bare like mine and you're just like, I don't have the means or the time or the resources, technically, I just have all this stuff. That's wheat, by the way. And how am I supposed to stay on track, right? I got you. Look at. It just looks like I got a bag of beans. I got some wheat. Got some stuff. There's potatoes right here. There's some peas, some refried beans. We can make meals out of this still, guys. We can still do stuff, okay? And we can still stay on track about it. I'm going to teach you all about it. So stay tuned, especially for Food Fridays, because I'm going to teach you exactly how to make all these meals. And it's part of the project I'm working on, which will be tangible to you in another way. But yeah, so just look at, you got some mac and cheese in here. You got some other kinds of pasta. I'm going to teach you how to make homemade because this kind is just nasty. Those are just, when you're in a snap, you need to do it. But even in a snap, my macaroni recipe, freaking bomb. Okay. You won't eat macaroni ever again the same. For real. All right, what else we got? That syrup does not belong there. My OCD is going to catch on me, okay? Molasses. Make your own brown sugar. You ever notice that lately whenever you go buy brown sugar at the store, it's like hard as a rock? I'm not going through that. Like, for real, I'm good. I'll just make my own. It's a lot faster, a lot easier. And to be honest, it tastes better. The cookies even taste better when you're using it for cookies. But yeah, look we got yeast. We got another bag of yeast in here. Still make bread. I got all that flour. I had another bag of flour in there somewhere. So I think we'll be good. I'm so excited to share. We're going to make my bread recipe, and you can do it plain or garlic, okay? This bread, I know everybody loves sourdough. This bread can literally make any kind of sandwich you want. You can make anything you want. We even do pizza boats out of this bread, like for real, okay? Spices, oh my God, someone needs to organize this. Why is there syrup in here? This does not belong here. What the, Let's take a look at the fridge. You see, look what we got going on. We can reuse this rice. There's another bowl back there of rice. We can reuse this. We can use the pancake. We got pizza sauce we'll make the pizza boats out of. That is ranch. I know it's in a mayonnaise jar. We make ranch ourselves because we go through it a lot, and so I just make it myself. This is the spicy ranch that's in front of me. And then, yeah, cheese. We got stuff, okay? My kids look around and they're like, there's nothing to eat. That's because I'm trying not to have all the junk around. I'm trying to just home make everything, which only gets hard when your kids are so freaking picky that they like, I don't know, man. They're just so picky, right? It's like, you don't need the junk, okay? You don't. Rice, look, rice. You can do so many things with rice, bro. We got pancake mix. We're good to go, okay? No one eats any of this down here. It's been sitting here forever. Those peanut butter and jelly sandwich things from the store, no one eats them. No one freaking eats them. This is what happens when you do the mistake of closing the very sealed tight door of your fridge and trying to reopen it right away.
Just give it back. Give it back to me. Open. Okay, I just want you to open. I don't know why this has to be difficult. Goodness sakes.
The fridge that keeps all the drinks cold. This is what this is. Oh, and by the way, check your dates of anything you might have. These were old, okay? Including this coconut flour. Old. You might have stuff in your house that's old. Throw it out. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to do 3 batches of the 3-batch recipe, which is right here. Don't worry, I'm going to show you this again in a minute so that you have all the stuff. And look at these cuties who just want to see everything I'm doing. They're freaking adorable. Like, stop being so precious. Why are you so precious? You're distracting. Oh, okay, we're going to climb up me. Yeah, she's made it all the way now. She knows how to do this. So we're going to be in trouble while we're making. That's horrible. They just are curious. You want to know what I'm doing. Now, you're gonna notice on here, there's a few different ones. The one in black next to the red, that one right here that I'm pointing at, you don't need to have bread flour. You can just use regular flour. That's all I'm using. See, all purpose. Yeah, you don't have to do as big a batch as I'm doing. The 3-batch will make a lot. Okay, it'll make about 6 loaves, it'll bake 6 to 8 loaves depending on how big of loaves you're making. Okay. Round, medium to large loaves, 6 to 8, okay? You don't necessarily need that much, but it's all right. You got to put your salt in here. It's literally 4 ingredients. If you're going to do the garlic, you don't need the other salt. You just put to your heart's content of the garlic inside this one. So you got your flour. We got 12 cups of flour. The 1 tablespoon of salt, or if you're garlic, you're using to your heart's content. Now you need lukewarm water. So you're going to watch this cooker. You don't want it to be boiling because it's going to be too hot. Okay, that's bad for the yeast. It will not work out. So in the meantime, while we're waiting that to get warm, we're going to stir in the salt that we just did. It just helps a little bit. Hi, Hank. He's just watching too. He's sad because, we got new kitties and he's kind of a cat killer, so he's feeling quite neglected. I just make sure I go out there and play with him all the time. But yeah, time to check the water. I can do this. It's not too hot and scorching to my hand, so I know it's perfect. Again, finger test. Yep, perfect. Lukewarm. Okay, we want 7.5 teaspoons of the yeast. Remember, we're doing the 3-batch. That means 6 cups of water. I'm going to start with the half teaspoon so it's out of the way. I'm using a 2-cup measuring cup, and we're going to add the half teaspoon and then 2 regular teaspoons. The 3rd cup of the 2-cup is going to be 3 teaspoons of the yeast, and the last one will be the last 2 teaspoons of the yeast. I like to use a fork with my yeast. I poke it down and then I stir it together. Once it's all perfect and it's kind of melted into the water, then you can pour it into your flour. I like to do it right away because it kind of settles, if you just leave it there. And then you're just going to repeat this for all of your batches. And then I'm going to give you a glimpse of the ingredient list, and I'll have another chance of it too at the end of this video so that you have it all the way. It is sideways so that it's bigger for you to read. Just pause it and snap a pic, okay? If your water is too hot, by the way, just add cold water to it until it's to the right temperature on your fingers. Here's the list. Okay, 6 cups. We got that. Lukewarm. Okay. Now, to not have sticky dough, instead of adding more flour to your hands, add cold water. This is a bowl of cold water. I'm just going to dip it onto my fingers when it's time. First, I like to use a spoon because this is the worst messy stage, right? I took off my ring because I don't want that shit on there. I'm just going to go through each bowl. This is how I do big batches, okay? Don't judge. You do you how you want to, but I use a spoon. The garlic one is in the last bowl, so I touched it last. Using a little bit of the water on my fingers, we're going to roll it nicely into balls. See how this is super sticky and it's sticking to my hands? Yeah. We're going to wipe that off with flour into the trash. You don't want that down your drain. And then you're going to use a little bit of water and see, look at how beautiful. They don't have to be perfect balls, okay? We're not looking for perfection. This is going to be the rising stage. Cover it. I used parchment paper so it doesn't stick to the rags, and then covered it with rags. We need to let this sit for 1 hour, okay? And during that hour, guess what we get to do? clean up your mess, but also it's still Monday Workout Madness and we still have a workout to do. And remember, we have some super easy ones where we're gliding. We're doing our lunge glides and all that stuff. Look at this. So easy. We're going to do it right here in my kitchen because we're waiting and we have time. So we got one round. We have to do our square box lunges. That's what we're doing. Slide into a square. Okay, that's 2. Keep going. We got this. Make sure you're playing your music when you're cooking and when you're working out. You got to have fun. That's round 3. Keep going. Really lunge down. Don't slip. Please don't slip. But yeah, isn't sock workouts fun, you guys? It actually works out. Okay, 4. Keep going. You got this. We're having fun while we're baking and we're working out. 5. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Remember, we got to go with our, kind of like doing jumping jacks. We still need to do the jumping jack, but we're sliding out. Jump jack, slide out. Try to make sure your back is as straight as can be without hurting yourself. And slide. We're working our inner thighs, baby. We want to do 10 of these on each side, okay? I think we're on 4 and 4. And 5 and 5. And 6 and 6. Keep going. Window wipers, 7. 7. 8. Make sure you're breathing. 8. You didn't think this was really going to work out, but it's feeling it, aren't you? It's feeling it. You're feeling it. You're feeling it. Okay, slide backwards. Slide backwards. As I'm voicing over this, I really did not pay attention to the number, but it's supposed to be 10 on each side. Keep going. These ones are weird. This one, sometimes I had a hard time of like coordinating, but you want to get your glute into it. That's why you want to try and keep your heels all the way down. As you see, I'm kind of like messed up a little bit. The more you drag your heel and then toe, heel, and then toe. Hi, kitty. The more you'll feel it in your hamstrings and in your glute. Now, this is the one that I added. We're doing our skis. It feels like you're skating without skates, and it's so fun. You do need a hardwood floor for this or tile. It will be kind of hard and challenging if you don't, obviously. So I guess you could do like jump skips. You could skip. You could just skip around your house right there. Do some skips. It's the same thing. We're going around the table 5 times. And I want you to like notice how I'm coming out to the side. We're just going to come out to the side with our legs. Out to the side. Oh, yeah. Make sure you're really sliding all of it. See, it can be fun. Workouts can be fun. You can get the whole family involved in this. Start a train. Just keep going. Just keep going. Swimming, swimming. And yeah, that's 5. I'll move to a couch. Okay, remember, we got to get uncomfortably so on our tailbone for this. Now, instead of our other ones where we were doing the actual sit-up like this, we're actually going to do something slightly different. We're going to bring our elbows to our knees. You're going to like this so much better, I promise. Okay? Now, I'm just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting to 10, but we're not doing it like 1, 1, 2, 2. You understand? And then from here, when we get done, we have to just lower down to our shoulder blades and do our butt lifts. Okay, we're almost done. You're almost done with this workout, you guys. And then we'll probably have some more time still because this did not kill a whole hour. So we must learn how to clean up our mess as we're making because it's just better, you know? If you hear background noises, that is my kittens play fighting right now, and they're getting into it. They're kind of crazy. All right, lift. Really lift that up. Come on now. Almost like you're about to touch the floor. And remember, my toes are up. I know you can't see them right here. Heels down, toes up. This is how you're going to feel it more in your hamstrings, as well as the glute. Be nice, Sarah. Keep going. Watch my fingers. We're on round 1. Okay, now we're on round 2. That's how I'm keeping track. Counting 10 per finger so that we get 50 in, y'all. You guys are doing great. Remember to breathe. We're almost done. That's round 3. Almost done. Keep going. Keep pushing through. You got this. You didn't realize that today was going to be such a special day, did you? I know. You're getting a recipe. And this bread recipe literally will make everything. I'm going to keep showing you more recipes to make with this. But this bread will do anything. This dough will do anything. All right. Get up. Stretch if you must. But look at this. We still have time to kill. So we're going to make some cookies. I'm not going to show you this recipe, like the makings of, but here's the recipe. Because it's not mine, so I'm not going to take the credit and make it for you on here, but this is the recipe that I'm using.
I don't know if you know this, but it's Christmas time. So cookies, bread, all these things, they're gonna make a lot of meals. The cookies are just a fun treat because the kids have been begging for it, so why not? Holiday cheer, yeah? Okay, that is how you make the dough. We're gonna do a part 2 because I kind of want it to be separate than the actual workout thing, but look at what you can do in between your baking and your making. You can work out in between. I know, that's crazy because we have a whole hour to just wait for it to rise, and then we're gonna mess with it, put it how we want it, and then wait another 30 minutes. During that 30 minutes of it rising again, you're gonna put your oven on. I gave you the little recipe, I'll show you again.
Right here, and I'm going to turn it at this point so that you have a bigger screen of it. Just take a screenshot. But yeah, so, and then here's the back and the nutritional facts for you. Using this kind of pan, you want to shape your dough to be this size right here so that it has room to expand. And then for the Dutch oven, it should fit like this. I did score it, but we'll go over that in the next video following this one so you can see all the other makings that we make out of this dough. But we'll show you why it's important to score the bread.
There you have it, and I swear you're never going to eat another kind of bread again. I know sourdough is the bomb, but so is this. Okay, if you want a little extra crust, I'll teach you that in the next episode. So thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.